What you need to do is out there. It's the how. How the do you make yourself do what you need to do? When you are scared or overwhelmed or anxious or hopeless or depressed or any of the stuff that happens to you as a human. Tomorrow morning, it's got to be the new you. I've given myself that lame pep talk.
Do it because you don't feel like doing it. Most people don't feel like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so you need to be the person that does it even if they don't feel it, but they do it because they're called to.
Your life will change forever the moment that you decide to get up early and really attack your day.
Welcome to the first day of your new life. A life where you decide every moment of every day to better yourself, to make those uncomfortable choices to get you where you want to be.
There's actually 2 human beings in the bathroom every morning. There's you, and there's a human being in the mirror. And that human being is trying, and they've been there a long time, and they've been waiting for you to wake up and to see them. They're tired of your constant negativity. They're tired of you beating them down. They need you to be more encouraging. They need you to be more celebratory. They need your support. And when you finally wake up and create a moment with yourself every single morning where you look yourself in the eye and you see yourself and you forgive yourself and you honor yourself and you say, I believe, with this gesture in you. It is this remarkably deep and spiritual feeling of connection that you've been longing for a very long time.
You have come too far to only come this far. But don't look back now. This, my friend, is what you've been preparing for. You are on the cusp of greatness. You need to keep going. Don't stop now.
It's going to shift your identity. It's going to change you from the inside out. Those barriers, those hindrances, those disempowering thoughts. Who am I talking to? Just try it. Wake up. Wake up.
Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Think about if you study about the history of musicians, of composers, how much you would know.
Well, it's one for the money.
Imagine if you would work on a business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. Imagine how further along you will go. We don't have the time. We have 24 hours a day. We sleep 6 hours a day, so that gives you still 18 hours. The average person works around 8 to 10 hours. Let's assume it's 10 hours, so we have 8 hours left. Then you travel around an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. So now you have still 6 hours left. So what do you do with these 6 hours? What do you do with these 6 hours? Then we eat a little bit, then we schmooze a little bit, talk a little bit to people and all that stuff. But you can see how much time there is available if you organize your day. So you got to work hard. I mean, let me tell you something. When I went to America, I went to college, I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction, because in those days in bodybuilding there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything, so I had to go to work. So I worked on construction, I went to college, I worked out in the gym, and at night from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today. And it drives me crazy when people say that they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Or to do something for 45 minutes to an hour a day to improve. If it is physically improve or if it is mentally to improve. I became very friendly with Muhammad Ali in the 70s. And Muhammad Ali worked his butt off. And I saw it firsthand. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym when he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is. As a matter of fact, I believe what Ted Turner said, work like hell and advertise. Work like hell, go to bed, early to rise, work like hell and advertise. So you work your ass off and then you let the world know about your work. That's what it is all about. Let people know if you have a company, if you have a movie, if you do sports, work your ass off, but then advertise and let everyone know. The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere.
The lion has what I call the spirit of leadership. And this word spirit here is referring to attitude. A leader has an attitude that makes him or her different from followers. And the lion exhibits that attitude. We have to cultivate the same attitudes that the lion has, because the lion apparently has been given the same attitudes that God himself identifies with, and he put it in these creatures. It doesn't matter how big you are, how intelligent you are, how many degrees you get. It's your mind that keeps you small.
Thicken your skin. Become more of a human being. Don't be afraid of the reflection in the mirror, because that's all you can be afraid of. Once you overcome the reflection in the mirror, you've done it.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest, so he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
Lions are visionaries. They see the future. They see what it is to run the jungle. They see who's harmless. They see who can harm. They see who's playing games.
That lion, that gazelle wants to live another day, and that lion wants to eat so he can live another day. And let me tell you who's gonna win that battle. The one who cares the most. Because that lion knows if I give all my energy after this gazelle, and if I miss the gazelle, if I don't catch the gazelle, I've exerted all this energy and I don't get to eat, I gotta waste another day to eat, I'm in trouble because I won't have the same strength tomorrow. I won't have the same focus tomorrow. I won't have the same drive tomorrow. I won't have the same energy tomorrow. So I got to care enough that I see this opportunity, I see that gazelle coming by, I gotta get it. The lion and the gazelle, the one who's gonna win is the one who cares the most.
To die beneath your potential is a tragedy of mammoth proportion, because you're not just burying the person, you're burying the potential. And a lot of people, black, white, brown, rich, poor, listening at us right now, run the risk of dying the death of being normal or average.
Turn your pain into progress. Turn your pain into progress. I need you to be uncomfortable with average. I need you to be allergic to average.
Don't stop because somebody says you don't belong over there. Don't drop the mic because destiny is in front of you and history is behind you. Why would you live in your history when you can excel in your destiny?
Some of you have sold your greatness and your destiny for a couple dollars. You're not bringing the fire. You're not bringing the passion. You're not bringing the heat.
It is not what they say about you that limits you the most. It's that you might believe them.
I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to see yourself capable, lovable, and unconditionally worthy of your future.
Don't let people describe you, because if they do, they will incarcerate you.
I promise you, you are never gonna be dope trying to be somebody else.
Get scared sometime. Get where you're not the boss. Walk into a room where you're not the teacher. Walk into a place where you don't know the rules.
I need you to get out of your comfort zone. You can't be successful with the companion of comfort.
I have the same DNA. I have the same fingerprint. I have the same voice print, but I don't have the same experiences. So at any particular moment, it's not, can you go with me? It's, can you grow with me?
I want you to read this one. You're already in a space that gives you permission to lead. When you come in this world, you got a child, I don't care what that child, you are already in a position to lead. You a teacher, you already in a position to lead. You a pastor, you a neighbor, you live in a neighborhood, you got permission to lead.
We cannot be the generation that suddenly says, that sounds hard. And we stop being innovative and we stop being creative, because if we do that, we will lose respect for ourselves because we didn't make a difference. Do everything, and do it scared, because you're gonna be scared. Every time you get out of your comfort zone, it is horrifying, but it is also titillating, and it is also inspiring, and it is also nerve-wracking. But you are never more alive than when you're outside of your normal. Your glands secrete different types of hormones when you're outside of your normal. Your brain starts spinning, your blood starts rushing, your adrenaline increases. Most of us are dying of boredom. There are people listening at me right now who drive home and circle the block 2 or 3 times before going in the house. We're dying of routine. And we were made to be adventurous. We don't roar like the lion. We don't move like the jackal. We don't slither like the snake. We don't bite like a viper. Our only weapon that's been given to us is our brain. And we're the only species on Earth that has developed languages and written languages and spoken languages and read languages and built buildings and built ships. And our brain is our weapon. And when your brain gets locked down to living within the confinements of other people's expectations, it starts to wither.
Look, a great life. It doesn't happen by chance, it happens by design. And the best way to design that is to just get started. Say it with me, come on, just get started.
This year, you got to maximize every moment. This year, you've got to crush every opportunity you get. This year, you've got to be all in.
You need to learn the lessons of your mistakes. Forgive yourself and forgive others so you can move forward. You've got a luminous, brilliant, powerful future. It's time to step into it.
Because the challenge that we all face is the challenge of choice. If you genuinely took a minute and thought about all the choices that you could make, but the choices that you could make and the choices you will make, that is where the magic is. The magic that human beings have is in our ability to overcome what we face. And this could be the year. In fact, no, this will be the year where you become more by what you overcome.
It's time to break through the disempowering, limited belief systems that we've carried our whole life. There is a future that I desire. I believe in the power of my future. And as much as life has tried to amputate my spirit, I refuse to go down. I refuse to stop here. I refuse to let go. I refuse to give in. I refuse to keep living at 50%.
The year 2024. Once again, you made it. You went through all of the struggles, all of the challenges.
There are things that you have overcome. People have neglected you. People have overlooked you. People have underrated you, and you overcame it. Life has hit you as hard as it could, and you're still alive.
But you can't allow your past mistakes to define you. Listen, just because things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to the last time, doesn't mean that things won't work out in your favor this time.
If you're going to remember anything from the past, remember how you overcame something.
Being all in means your days of playing small are over. If you're really all in, you can't just dip your toe in the water. You have to dive in. You must be willing to submerge yourself in the thing that you say you want.
Just understand that you got to go all in. Give everything you got within yourself. Give all or give nothing.
This is my year that I give everything I have.
Don't you want to feel what it's like to actually live? Feel what it's like to actually be happy and cheerful every day? Feel what it's like to wake up with a smile on your face when you look in the mirror? Feel peace in your heart when you open up your bank account? Feel happy when you are present and focused with your family instead of anxious and overwhelmed? Well, if you do, you gotta make a choice. And the choice is simple. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself as to this next year is going to be the year you transform, and make the transformation now.
The year that you realize that you have a blessing.
I'm putting it all in. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm giving it everything I have. I'm all in. I'm all in. Are you all in? I'm all in.
What you are going after is not for the weak. You have what it takes, but you have to believe it. You have to believe it. Nobody else can do that for you. You can't keep starting and stopping. You can't keep second guessing yourself. You've got to be committed to the process. And most of all, you've got to be committed to yourself.
You see, everything in life exists for one reason. Every single cell lives to grow and express itself fully. But anything that grows goes up against resistance.
You see, success only comes to those who put in the work every day, regardless of how they feel, regardless of what is going on around them, regardless of not having the motivation, and regardless of not knowing what direction to head.
We have conditioned ourselves to give 50%, 60%. We have normalized not putting all in. We have normalized not giving something our all. Why? Because we're afraid we're going to lose. Because we're afraid we're going to be rejected. Because we're afraid we're going to give our all and it still won't be enough. The time is now.
And you must endure. And you must push. And you must fight. And you must believe that you got what you need inside of yourself. Don't waste it.
Spend more time with people that believe in your dream. Spend more time with people that are life-giving and life-changing. Football, baseball, basketball, soccer, the list goes on. Every sport is won by inches. And ladies and gentlemen, every sport is won by inches. Let me remind you of something. In every sport, in every arena, in every court, every playground, you win by inches. Life is won. You gotta see the inches. You are inches away from the best life that you have ever had. Seize the opportunity. Fear disguises itself as process and practical and rationale. And no, boss up and admit that you are afraid. You are afraid to fulfill destiny. You are afraid to manifest. You are afraid to evolve. You are afraid to give it everything you have because you are afraid that people will reject you. You are afraid to change. You are afraid to move. Boss up and admit that you are afraid. I know this message will reach millions of people, and I'm talking to you. I need you to find a mirror, and I need you to bind up the spirit of fear, and I need you to tell yourself, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I am not afraid of pursuing my objectives. I am not afraid of focusing. I am not afraid of sacrificing. I am not afraid of giving it everything I have. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what I'll look like. I'll look crazy if I have to fulfill my destiny.
I focus on winning. And when you become a winner, they start seeing you with winners. You get from being a loser, low self-esteem, doubt, and fear. And if you can find your way on this side, guys, it's sweeter on this side. You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. No, bro, I'm gonna say it again. Like somebody gave you a guarantee, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was gonna make, in 30 days, you got an attitude, you want your money back. But you've never demanded your money back from yourself. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. No, I didn't grow up on that side of the town. No, my mama don't have no network. No, I don't know a whole lot of people. No, I'm not at a country club. No, I don't play golf, and I don't plan on playing no time soon. But I'm still gonna be successful.
There were many, many, many people who said that I would never be anything. I just chose not to be one of them. And as long as it's not your mouth that says it, you can overcome theirs all day long.
I need you to see yourself. See yourself. One of the things that many students lack is vision. You got to see yourself before you get there. You have to hear yourself telling yourself thank you. I need you to open up your ears. Open up your ears, because the you from the future is telling you thank you. Thank you for not giving up when you wanted to give up. Thank you for not being depressed. Thank you for not allowing the brokenness to eat your progress. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got this.
Here's when I became a leader. When I wrote the vision and I made it plain. What you want to do with your life, E? What you want to do with your life, E? Huh? What you want to do? My confidence went to another level when I started to get clarity about my life. When you look at King, when you look at Garvey, when you look at family, when you look at Rosa Parks, what you see is confidence. Confidence, when you lack confidence, it just means you're not taking care of yourself. That's what the lack of confidence is. It means you're not building yourself. It means you're not taking care of what you need. It means you dropping the ball in your own life. Confidence is nothing more than doing what you said you was gonna do when you said you was gonna do it. Confidence don't have nothing to do with other humans. Confidence is how you feel about yourself, and you feel bad about yourself because you're not doing what you said you was gonna do. So it starts with number one, write the vision. What do you want?
I guess I'm kind of saying don't stop doing it. Keep moving into awkward positions, because if you don't do that, your body will freeze to the level of its usage. That's true of the brain too. That's true of your innovation. That's true of your creativity. So when I'm talking about don't drop the mic, get scared sometimes.
To change then is to be greater than your environment, to be greater than the conditions in your world. And the environment is that seductive. So then, why is meditation the tool? Well, let's sit down, let's close our eyes. Let's disconnect from your outer environment. So if you're seeing less things, there's less stimulation going to your brain. If you're playing soft music or you have earplugs in, less sensory information coming to your brain, so you're disconnecting from your environment. If you can sit your body down and tell it to stay like an animal, stay right here. I'm gonna feed you when we're done. You can get up and check your emails, you can do all your texts, but right now, you're gonna sit there and obey me. So then, when you do that properly, and you're not eating anything or smelling anything or tasting anything, you're not up experiencing and feeling anything, you would have to agree with me that you're being defined by a thought, right? So when the body wants to go back to its emotional past, and you become aware that your attention is on that emotion, and where you place your attention is where you place your energy, You're siphoning your energy out of the present moment into the past, and you become aware of that. And you settle your body back down in the present moment, because it's saying, well, it's 8 o'clock. You normally get upset because you're in traffic around this time. And here you are sitting, and we're used to feeling anger, and you're off schedule. Oh, it's 11 o'clock, and you usually check your emails and judge everybody. Well, the body's looking for that predictable chemical state. Every time you become aware that you're doing that, and your body is craving those emotions, and you settle it back down into the present moment, you're telling the body, it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind. And now your will is getting greater than the program. And if you keep doing this over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, just like training a stallion or a dog, it's just gonna say, I'm gonna sit. And the moment that happens, and the body's no longer the mind, when it finally surrenders, there's a liberation of energy. We go from particle to wave, from matter to energy, and we free ourselves from the chains of those emotions that keep us in the familiar past. And we've seen this thousands of times. In fact, we can actually predict it now on a brain scan. But if you start understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it, and the stronger the emotion you feel, the more you're going to pay attention to the picture in your mind. You begin to remember your future. You are branding that circuitry in your brain, and now you're emotionally conditioning your body into the future. Now, here's the side effect of that. If you can do that properly and become familiar with those states of mind and body, and you get up feeling like your future has already happened, I guarantee you're going to stop looking for it. The work is to be able to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day. You got to be able to sustain that state independent of your coworkers, independent of your boss, independent of your ex, independent of your finances, independent of the traffic. And if you're able to do that, you will begin to see the feedback in your life. If you woke up every morning and you truly made time to think like this: if my personality creates my personal reality, and my personality is made of how I think, how I act, and how I feel, if I want to create a new personal reality, a new life, I'm going to have to change my personality. And most people try to create a new reality, a new personal reality, as the same personality, and it doesn't work. We literally have to become someone else. So if you said, okay, let me not default and go unconscious to that 95% of who I am that's programmed. Let me become so conscious of the way I think. Let me become so aware of how I'm going to act today. Let me decide what emotions keep me connected to my past and bring me to a lower level of energy. Let me not go unconscious. If a belief is just a thought I keep thinking over and over again, what thoughts do I want to fire and wire in my brain? And with attention and with intention, to begin to familiarize yourself with a new way of thinking. Meditation means to become familiar with. If you keep firing and wiring those circuits, you're going to begin to install the hardware. Repeat it enough times and it becomes a software program. That could be the new voice in your head that says, I can, it is possible. People, when they have an event, what they do is they keep recalling the event, because the emotions of stress hormones, the survival emotions, are saying, pay attention to what happened, because you want to be prepared if it happens again. Turns out most people spend 70% of their life living in survival and living in stress. So they're always anticipating the worst case scenario based on a past experience. And they're literally, out of the infinite potentials in the quantum field, they're selecting the worst possible outcome, and they're beginning to emotionally embrace it with fear. And they're conditioning their body into a state of fear. Do that enough times, body has a panic attack without you. You can't even predict it because it's programmed subconsciously. So then you say to the person, why are you this way? And they'll say, I am this way because of this event that happened to me 15 or 20 years ago. And what that means from a biological standpoint is that they haven't been able to change since that event. So then the emotions from the experience tend to give the body and the brain a rush of energy. So people become addicted to the rush of those emotions, and they use the problems and conditions in their life to reaffirm their limitation, so at least they can feel something. So now when it comes time to change, you say to the person, why are you this way? Well, every time they recall the event, they're producing the same chemistry in their brain and body as if the event is occurring. firing and wiring the same circuits and sending the same emotional signature to the body. Well, what's the relevance behind that? Well, your body is the unconscious mind. It doesn't know the difference between the experience that's creating the emotion and the emotion that you're creating by thought alone. So the body's believing, it's living in the same past experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so then when those emotions influence certain thoughts, and they do, and then those thoughts create the same emotions, and those same emotions influence the same thoughts, now the entire person's state of being is in the past. So then the hardest part about change is not making the same choices you did the day before, period. And the moment you decide to make a different choice, get ready, because it's going to feel uncomfortable.